You're standing at the foot of a grand staircase, deep in some ivy-covered English country estate, and the butler has just introduced the lord of the house with the title, so long you feel like you need to sit down halfway through hearing it. Welcome to Britain, land of tea, fox hunts, and the peerage system so tangled it could strangle you in your sleep. At first glance, the British system looks more organized than its continental cousins. 5 neat ranks of nobility: Duke, Marquis, Earl, Viscount, Baron. Easy, right? Oh, sweet summer child. You try to remember the order dukes at the top, obviously. Then Marquises, Earls. Wait, is Marquis just a fancy earl? And what's a Viscount? You blink rapidly, realizing you've entered a world where pronunciation alone is a minefield. Marquis is not Marquess, and Viscount is not Viscount. It's Viscount, which sounds like a minor vampire. Historians still argue whether the British peerage structure created true social stability or just froze the class system in place under layers of inherited velvet and powdered wigs. Either way, it worked. You get ushered into the drawing room by someone called Lady Something, who casually mentions that her husband is a Marquis, but she's not a Marchioness because she prefers the older Scottish style of title. Sure, that clears it right up. Let's start at the top. Dukes. British dukes were the ultimate aristocrats, the highest rank outside the royal family. They held massive estates, parliamentary power, and centuries of intermarried influence. The Duke of Norfolk, for example, is not only England's premier duke, but also the Earl Marshal responsible for organizing royal coronations and funerals. You consider that, and wonder if he's ever double-booked himself for both in the same week. Marquises came next. Technically, a marquis governed a march, a border territory. But in England, that meaning faded fast. Soon, being a marquis just meant you were nobler than an earl, but not quite good enough to be a duke. There is a charmingly petty story about one marquis who petitioned the crown to be elevated to a dukedom, purely because he couldn't. Bear sitting below another peer at dinner. The crown said no, and the man reportedly sulked through the entire cheese course. Then come the earls. Earls are ancient older than many of the other ranks and proudly Anglo-Saxon in origin. In fact, earl is the only rank not borrowed from a continental word.